We're now going to show you a typical software program generating the designs of the structures. The designer enters all the architectural requirements into the computer, which now designs the trusses, and these printouts are sent to the factory to enable them to produce the trusses according to the design requirements. The computer then produces comprehensive, proper working drawings so that the erector can read these drawings and understand exactly the position of the roof trusses, how they're erected, how they're braced, and all the details to make sure that the roof is erected in a safe manner according to the design requirements. The cutting builds which are produced by the designer are then sent into the factory. The correct grades and lengths of timber and the sizes are selected from the cutting bill, from the timber stacks. It's important to note that all timber used in the manufacture of these roof trusses is graded according to an SABS specification. The S indicates structural grade and the 5 is the actual grade of the material. And that the mill supplying the material, their name or their initial or logo would be produced on the timber. The angle required according to the cutting bill is set, and then the operator will cut the length and the angle of the timber as required. These sections of timber have all been cut to length and to the angles which were indicated on the cutting bill by the designer. And all of these various pieces of timber would make up the components of the different roof trusses in a roof. The timber which has been cut to the correct angles and length is then placed into jigging machines. The designed nail plates are placed over the joints and are then pressed into position. Once the trusses have been completed, they are removed and placed on the stack and ready to be delivered to the site. The completed trusses are loaded onto trucks, and note how they're being vertically carried. The handling of the trusses is very, very important. They're carefully stacked, they will be tied down, delivered to site complete with the erection and bracing details for offloading on site, careful stacking on the site, and handling according to these requirements.
The truck has just arrived with the pre-manufactured nail-plated timber trusses. What is very important to note is that the site is prepared for the delivery and stacking of these trusses prior to them being erected onto the roof. And that is that the surface where they are going to be stacked is leveled out. And as we can see, that they are elevated away from the surface level to protect them from any damp. Important to note when we deliver and stack these trusses on site is that when we get to the bigger span trusses, as we see being taken off the truck here, is that we generally require more hands to keep the truss level, and as a result of that not put additional stresses onto the nodes which cause potential problems and could give us problems on site in erecting these trusses. All these trusses carry individual markings which will refer back to the roof plan, which we'll zoom on just now to show where the truss will actually fit and be placed onto the roof structure.